Okay, so here we have Bully. Bully is a Old English Bulldog. He's a younger dog. He came to us kind of, oh, typical craziness. Jumping up, stealing things from people. It's been interesting having him in here. He's just on day two. When he first came in, he was definitely afraid. And I know that because he was barking at us. He was like very different than he was in the consult. In the consult, he was full of rainbows and butterflies. And then he came in here, and there was a point where he was just like, I don't know what's going on here, man. This is not what I signed up for. So we gave him space. Um, he was a little hesitant with Katya. I had met him before, and so he warmed up to me. I think he kind of remembered my scent from last time we were here. Good. And here we have day two. He's definitely turned a corner. He's much more workable. He's much more tuned in. Come on, buddy. So all we're really doing for now is just helping him understand the basics, which is just the slip lead, treat, and this idea that we're going to use the leash. We're going to kind of pull him around. We're going to tell him to do something, sit, treat, then he's going to get food. He will be working for pretty much all of his food here, and that's how we're going to get a really deep shift, treat, in his behaviors, because every piece of food he works for, every piece of food he has to do something to get, and that's going to really affect him because he's probably not used to that, and that's going to really change his brain to go, what the heck? Man, if I want to get my food today, I got to do stuff. Treat. So you could see he's pretty tuned into me. He's a little bit of a hard dog to train because he's got such a severe underbite. It's adorable, but when I feed him, I got to have the food in an open palm like this so he can come and take the food from my hand. If I was to put the food in my fingers like this, that's going to create a problem because he's going to get frustrated not being able to get the food. That might make him a little more chompy. Good boy. Definitely his name is appropriate. He is a bully. And like all bullies, it all depends on fear. Treat. So when he saw that we got a little afraid or we were a little hesitant when he barked at us, he barked more. When we just sat down and stayed calm, eventually he came out of his shell and came over to us. Treat. In the past, I might have misread this dog and said, "Oh man, he's got an attitude," and not realize no, he's just scared. He doesn't know what's going on. He's just going back to his instincts, which is just to kind of be impulsive. Treat, and maybe there's a lesson in that for the dads at home is like, hey, he just if he doesn't know what to do, he kind of goes to his instincts. His instincts are be impulsive, treat, be pushy, be demanding, and that kind of works for him. Hey, I'm gonna kind of boss people around, and then that's how I'll get what I want. If I don't know what to do, I kind of start pushing people around, and then I get stuff. Treat, you could see now he's very, very, very trainable. Um, and this is good news because it shows that a lot of what he's doing is probably just what he's inadvertently been trained to do. Uh-uh. Treat. Anytime a dog does something and in their mind, nothing bad happens as a result, treat, or in their mind something good happens, the dog is being trained. And so if he jumps on someone, he pushes someone around, and then the person gives him what's in their hands, or the thing that's frustrating him leaves, he just kind of learns, oh man, if I'm frustrated, I do this, it goes away, or if I want something, I do this, and then I get it. So treat. The good news is he's not a really a bossy dog or a dog with an attitude problem. He's really more of a dog that he just kind of trained himself. Oh, come on. Good, good. He just trained himself. And in training himself, he's learned some strange behaviors. Good boy. And the reason I can make this assessment after 48 hours is because when I met him initially, he was very trainable like this. He picks things up very quickly. And now working with him, he's only been here for 48 hours. Well, not even. And he's completely like an A plus student. Treat. You could see he has a lot of focus. Treat. He has a really good amount of pattern recognition where he very quickly has been like, oh, this guy's putting down this pattern. He tells me to do something. After I'm looking at him, I do it, I get food. He doesn't want me jumping. He doesn't want me barking at him. So I don't do that stuff. So the fact that he very quickly is figuring out what I'm teaching him shows me he's very trainable. And the fact that he's so focused on me for dog kibble also shows he is a very trainable dog. But I mean, let's just make an example. treat and say like somebody's holding a steak one day and he jumps up and somebody knocks the steak, he knocks the steak on the ground and he eats an entire piece of steak. That's going to really teach him, hey man, if you jump on someone you might get a steak. So my read on him, he's just, he's just not trained. Good boy. Now part of this is commands. Treat, like sit, stay, go to your bed, come, uh. But a lot of teaching and training a dog is having them in structure in a household where there's calmness. I mean, it's like a classroom, right? The kids have to come in calmly, they sit down, they listen to the teacher, they're respectful of the other kids in class, they wait their turn, they raise their hand. And that's how we create an environment where the kids will retain the information, and also where we teach kids social skills, we teach them patience, we teach them a certain level of discipline in a healthy way. And it's the same thing here. As much as we have our training, which is commands we tell them to do, helping them understand the word no, helping them understand good job, like keep doing that. Treat. The other thing we're really teaching the dog is just kind of like that social currency that a kid learns in school of, hey man, how do you get along with everybody? How do you be respectful of everybody? How do you have your mind treat in a space where you're open to learning and you're going to retain that information? I mean, if it was just chaos here all day and then I pulled him out here for 10 minutes and trained him and then put him back into running around crazy with the other dogs, he wouldn't retain the information as much as he is right now, where we work with him, we put him somewhere calm, or we put him with a calm dog that's demonstrating good social skills. Good. We don't give him opportunities to practice his normal behaviors of like basically, I don't know, bossing us around or making these demand sounds, these weird cries and stuff that they're cute, but it's almost like a child who's outside of the classroom yelling out from outside of the classroom, hey teacher, coming out here. And the teacher has to say, no, kid, you got to come into the classroom. That's how this works. I'm the teacher. And I think at this point, he's still trying to figure out who the teacher is. Good boy. So all I'm doing here is just walking back and forth. I know it seems simple, but it's actually a lot. I'm just teaching him, hey man, around me, I really want you to be calm. That's really important to me. Hey, around me, I really want you to be respectful and patient. That's super important to me. Hey, around me, I'd like you to understand that this leash isn't something I just put on you to restrain you. No, it's something I'm putting on you to help you understand how to follow me around, how to do what I'm asking you to do. And I know it's boring. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Good job, bully. Good boy. Sit. Good. You could see there I messed up and I gave that food in that way I was telling you not to do. I gave him the food in my fingers like this and he kind of got chompy with it. So if we have little ones and we have kids around too, we want to give food from an open hand because it's going to encourage him to lick more and kind of try to slurp the food out of our hand versus when you're holding it like this, he's going to end up chomping. Now he's being polite, but he's going to end up chomping, and that behavior of kind of grabbing food, it can become problematic. Good boy. Good boy. Good. 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 Good boy. Good. Now we're going to use training tools at some point with him. We're not quite there yet. I wanted to just work with him on a simple slip lead, but at some point we will use training tools. The reason I didn't want to jump to a training collar just yet is I want to slow things down and give him a chance to really process just things at the most basic level. Oh my God, he's so cute. Good boy. Good. A lot of trainers these days, they rush to put the remote collar or the prong collar on the dog. And although there's nothing wrong with that, sometimes, like in cases like this, I think it'd be best to first just create a very solid foundation with just a simple slip lead, um, where you're not forcing Bully to do stuff. You're really giving him a choice. Good boy. There's nothing wrong with, forcing a dog. Sometimes you got to tell the dog, hey, man, come on, we got to do this. We don't have time. But the less we force the dog and the more we work with them, we got to get wipes maybe for his eyes. So I probably want to wipe his eyes regularly. Good boy, Bull. On a side note, he doesn't have any allergies, which is really unique for a bulldog. But just with his breed, we're going to be really strict here. We're not going to give any random treats or random food. We're just going to use his kibble. These types of dogs, once they develop skin allergies, it can be really hard to make them go away. So if I had a dog like this, I'd probably be really proactive to start and just say, hey man, whatever food doesn't irritate him, that's what we're going to give him. But this is not a dog I would just give random pieces of food to. Good. And we even saw last night where we gave him some treats and then his tummy was a little upset. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. So I'm just kind of creating an idea of, hey man, like stay on this mat. Good boy. Good. And you're going to get food. What I'm really working on is like impulse control and focus and calmness. Hey, bully, I'd like you to be calm. I would like you to be less impulsive. I'd like you to focus on me when you're on the leash instead of focusing on whatever's going on around us. Hey, I just want you to slow down and think. Good. Good boy, bully. Good. Treat. Break. Now, the final thing I'm going to work with him on, bully, come. Treat is his recall. So we did one exercise really involving slowing down. I don't know if he can get this food off the ground, poor guy. Bully, treat. Really one exercise involving slowing down, calming down, and then another exercise involving getting excited and coming over to me. Bully, come on, treat. So I just toss one piece of food, break. Bully, come, treat. So it's probably the best way to teach a dog their name, say their name, and then something good happens. I'm guilty of in the past, especially. Bully, come, treat. Saying my dog's name when I'm frustrated with them, when they're not listening. And, eventually I had a dog look at me when she's about 12 years old and just go, dude. She looked over and she said, dude, you always say my name when I'm doing the wrong thing. Like, can you like say my name and then give me a treat? And so I did that. After that, I created a nickname for her. And that meant come over here, I'm gonna give you a treat. And sometimes that's better. Bully, treat. You call him bully when you really want his attention, and then you call him like Bullwinkle or something when you're being more sweet with him and he's doing good. Bully, come, treat. You'll notice during the session, I'm not saying a bunch of commands. He doesn't really know commands yet, and I don't know if he's going to do the commands, so I don't want to say, bully, come, treat, until I'm sure he's going to come when I say come. Because if I say, bully, come over here, and he just stands there, he may not understand what I'm saying. So more importantly, it's just, bully, treat. It's just saying that word good or treat associated with reward, and then saying or no when he's doing the wrong thing. Break when I want to release him. Treat because he comes over for food. Bully, good. Break, bully, good. Break, bully, good. Break. You can see just, you guys might find this interesting. Alondra just loaded up. I don't know, maybe there's like 7 or 8 dogs she's loading up down there. And Bully's doing really good staying involved here. We have seen him, this little bossy attitude he does towards other dogs. Good boy. Treat. We've had him with my own dog so far, and one of the long-term dogs that comes here only under supervision. We haven't given him any unsupervised access to dogs yet. We will probably start doing that today and tomorrow with one of my own personal dogs. Um, a dog who's, Bully starts acting out, she's going to come and get my attention and say, hey, dude, Bully's not listening. I definitely don't want to put him in with a dog right now that's going to correct him. Good boy. I don't know if he understands corrections. I don't know if we have enough of a relationship or enough trust with him where he would be apt to try to learn from one of the other dogs. So for now, I'd rather have him around one of my females that's really sweet and forgiving, but not going to let him push her around. And if he gets too pushy, she's going to be like, Dad, Bully's pushing me around. I need help. So that's it, folks. This is a little session, 15 minutes. You got to think less is more. This is also why we have a lot of structure here initially. The dogs really, it takes time for them to learn how to exist in a headspace where they're focused, where they're listening, where they're trying to be a good dog. And so we start with just like 15 minutes at a time, taking the dog out, asking them to really focus and pay attention. And then gradually, eventually, we work up to the point where all the dogs here are at, we're like, yeah, we take them out in public for hours and they pay attention to us. Or at any moment, we say their name, they come running over. Hey, what do you want me to do? But when a dog's in the initial phases of training, we just work with him for like 10, 15 minutes at a time, let him potty, let him roam around, put him somewhere calm, and then pull him out again to work with him again. But a lot of times people are working the dog for 30 minutes an hour and the dog's brain is just getting fried. It's too much for them. Versus right now, you can see he's like, hey man, I like training. I want to train more. Yeah, let's do it. But if let's say I push him for 20, 30 minutes and he's getting frustrated, he's getting tired, he's getting confused, he may be less apt to involve himself in training when I ask him next time. Or if he does, he won't have the same level of enthusiasm that we see right now. So end on a high note. Good job, Bully. Oh boy. Yes, I know. He's a good boy. Yeah. Good boy, Bull. Mm, oh, good boy. Now, usually I'm going to mostly just work with the dogs with food, but in Bully's case, I'm going to use a lot of petting and a lot of affection because I want to establish, hey man, part of this, what we're teaching you is to have a different relationship with people, where just because people are petting you and think you're cute, it doesn't mean you could just push over them or push them around or steal stuff from them. So I'm going to work with him. I'm going to pet him afterwards. I'm going to check his ears right now. Ears are okay. They're not that dirty. That ear is gross. So that one, we're going to clean out that ear. It looks even a little irritated. Oh yeah. So I would already he's already got some signs of like an ear irritation in his ear. I don't know if he's eating chicken or what kind of protein he's eating, but we might want to consider changing his food because that left ear is kind of irritated and kind of yeasty. And a lot of times that comes from the chicken, can create that responsiveness in him. Okay, Bully, good boy. Say bye to your family. You did a good boy today. Good boy. And you can see now he's itching that ear. So yeah, we'll get his ear. We'll clean out his ear and hopefully that'll take care of it. Um, it doesn't look like an infection. It just looks like a little irritated. No pun intended. Okay, we'll see you then. Take